You finish, nothing comes out. You look down. Empty. Completely empty. The first time this happens, you tell yourself it's nothing. You're tired, you're stressed. It'll be fine next time. But it's not fine next time. It's the same. Or worse. And now you're scared. Because you don't know what's happening inside your body. And you're afraid to find out. I'm going to tell you exactly what's going on, why your doctor missed it, and why you have a short window to fix this before it becomes permanent. Don't skip ahead. Every part of this matters. Let me describe what's probably happening to you. You feel the build-up. You feel the contractions. You feel everything you're supposed to feel. But when it's over, nothing. Or almost nothing. A few drops, instead of what used to be normal. Maybe you've noticed something else. Afterwards, when you urinate, it looks cloudy, different. You didn't connect the two, but they're connected. And here's the part that really scares men. This isn't random, it's progressive. First time, you notice less. Second time, even less. Third time, you start counting drops. And eventually, empty, every single time. If that's you, keep watching. Because what I'm about to explain will make everything make sense. Inside your body, there's a channel, a tiny tube that carries fluid from where it's produced to where it exits. Your prostate wraps around this channel, completely surrounds it. When you're young, the prostate is small, the channel is wide open, everything flows. But after 60, something changes. The prostate swells, not from cancer, not from infection, from inflammation that's been building for decades, silently, invisibly. And when the prostate swells past a certain point, it starts to squeeze that channel. At first, just a little. You notice less volume. You think it's aging. Then it squeezes harder. A few drops. Then it squeezes completely shut. Nothing. Your body is still producing everything it should. The muscles are still contracting. The signals are still firing. But the exit is blocked. And here's what happens to the fluid that can't get out. It gets forced backwards. Into your bladder. That's why your urine looks cloudy afterwards. That's not a coincidence. That's your body redirecting what couldn't exit the normal way. Now here's the part no one tells you. This doesn't stabilize. It doesn't stay where it is. It gets worse. The inflammation causing this doesn't go away on its own. After 60, your body can't reduce it naturally anymore. It either stays the same or it grows, which means the squeezing gets tighter, month after month. Men who ignore this for a year report complete blockage, zero ejaculation. Not reduced, zero. And the longer the channel stays compressed, the more scar tissue forms around it. That scar tissue doesn't go away. It becomes structural. That's why I said 30 days. Not because I'm trying to scare you, because there's a difference between a channel that's being squeezed and a channel that's been squeezed so long it's forgotten how to open. One is reversible, the other is complicated. Now let me tell you something that should make you angry. You've probably mentioned this to your doctor, or you're thinking about mentioning it. Here's what happens. He orders a PSA test, standard procedure. The results come back normal. He looks at you and says, everything's fine. Maybe he suggests you're stressed. Maybe he writes a prescription for something blue and sends you home. But here's what he didn't tell you. PSA measures cancer risk. That's it. That's all it does. PSA does not measure inflammation. It does not measure channel compression. It does not measure how much your prostate is squeezing the tube that's supposed to stay open. You can have perfect PSA and severe blockage at the exact same time. The test he ran looks for one problem. You have a different problem. And the test for your problem isn't part of a standard checkup. Most doctors don't even think to order it, so you leave the office thinking you're healthy. Meanwhile, the blockage continues. The channel stays crushed. Nothing changes except it gets worse. This is why men suffer for years thinking it's normal. Thinking it's just aging. Thinking nothing can be done. None of that is true. So what actually works? The problem is localized inflammation. Inflammation that's specifically in the prostate tissue, right where it wraps around the channel. General anti-inflammatory approaches don't target this. That's why eating healthy and exercising doesn't fix it. You can be in perfect shape and still have this problem because the inflammation is local, not systemic. Researchers have been studying compounds that specifically target prostate tissue inflammation, not general inflammation, the exact type that causes this compression. When that specific inflammation decreases, the prostate tissue softens, the grip on the channel loosens, the II pathway begins to reopen. Some men report going from nothing to something in a few weeks, from a few drops to closer to normal in additional weeks. It's not overnight, it's gradual, but the direction is consistent. Less inflammation, less compression, more flow. I'm not promising miracles. Bodies are different. Damage varies. But the mechanism is clear, and thousands of men are quietly getting results, while the medical system continues to ignore this. There's a link in the description. Read the research, understand what's happening, then decide for yourself. Men who see the fastest results combine this with two other things. First, hydration. Your body needs enough fluid to produce what it's supposed to produce. Most men over 60 are chronically dehydrated and don't know it. Second, pelvic floor relaxation. The muscles around your prostate hold tension, especially if you've been stressed about this problem. That tension adds pressure. When you learn to release it, the channel has more room to open. I want you to understand something. You're not broken. You're not too old. Your body still wants to function exactly like it did before. There's something in the way, that something has a name, it has a cause. And for most men, it can be addressed. The fear you felt the first time this happened, that was real. The confusion, the silence, the questions you couldn't ask anyone, all of that was real. But it doesn't have to be your future. Here's what I want you to do right now. If nothing comes out, when you finish, or almost nothing, or you've noticed cloudy urine afterwards, write in the comments, "This is me." Not for me. For the other men watching this who think they're the only one. They need to see they're not alone. You need to see you're not alone. And if you found this helpful, subscribe. I post videos like this every week, specific problems, real explanations, actual solutions. Hit subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.